think it's, what's your vision for the kind of community you want to live in? If there's a park next to your house that has trash in it, or you think there might be a trail that would go through there that would make your experience better and you'd use it more, speaking up and either asking the government to do it or rolling up your sleeves yourself and saying, you know what, we're going to put together the funding for this project, or we're going to figure out a way to make this happen.
About 2.5 years ago, we really met with this group called Accelerate Lansing. We started, it's a nonprofit trying to get young people involved in things that are going on in the community. And Rory is just an absolute wealth of ideas. She pulled a lot of stuff together, a lot of people together, and we've been kind of blowing up some stuff with that group. It's been a lot of fun.
I actually think she has had a pretty central role in kind of moving things forward here and getting some of the initiatives going that are making Lansing what people are starting to write about it being as a place for young professionals that they want to move. And
I immediately knew that there was something special going on. She really had a lot of great input for somebody who was so new on the job and who was so new to what we were talking about.
What attracted me to this organization was, if it's safe for kids to walk and bicycle to school, it's probably also safe for and easy for seniors and people that are your age and my age. And so this program for kids is really powerful in terms of building community and doing some of those things we talked about earlier with urban planning and just really improving transportation and making our communities better places to live.
She's kind of come to be known as the bike lady and the complete streets, go-getter, someone who is really invested in building a walkable and bikeable community in Lansing.
Transportation to her is more than just the, how you're getting from place to place. It's got a lot to do with what your lifestyles are, how your community kind of is or feels or belongs. And she's very, very committed to it. And really, she's the reason why Lansing was the first city in the state of Michigan to pass a complete streets ordinance.
It's a concept I've worked on for a couple years with a number of different organizations here in Michigan. There are too many communities in Michigan where you can't walk safely a half a mile away from your house or even a quarter mile to walk and get a gallon of milk. So when we do go in and go to repair, resurface infrastructure, how can we make the best use of our dollars and look at those things then instead of going back later on. So we finally got the legislation passed, signed by the governor this fall. It was a huge victory, and I think people will slowly start to see improvements in the walkability, bikeability of their communities over the next couple of decades.
Just within the past 5 years or so, you can really see a huge difference. And so it's people like Rory who are leading the way and helping to make those changes.
Once she was in grade school, she was a little bit of an entrepreneur. Part of her work ethic, she cut grass. The whole neighborhood had little business cards that she made up.
Mom says to me all the time that I'm going to have to take care of her when she's old and gray. So I want her to be able to get to the store on her own and participate meaningfully in society, live in the kind of community where she can do that. So I'd say think about it that way, or think about kids. Kids should be able to get around safely, and we shouldn't have to worry about them when they're out and about riding their bike or walking to rally.
She always had an interest in, the big picture with respect to the world. Because perhaps I was involved in state government, that she had an interest in politics and in government and sort of, social equity, if you will, at a young age, and she was constantly reading and listening to things and trying to develop a sense of the world.
So, we have a childhood obesity problem in this country, and really just in some ways I think a community connection and social problem. People spend a lot of time in their cars. There's some perceptions about danger, and you don't want your kid walking outside because someone might scoop them up and this and that. But I think really looking at especially the childhood obesity issue.
We do a lot of that together. We're always thinking about different projects we can do to try and get more people involved. She's really a great connector. She really can think about a certain group is working on a particular topic or our particular area of walking and biking, non-motorized transportation, and then she can say, oh, well, wait a second, this group over here is doing something similar, they need to get together.
That's when you talk to her because she's so modest, but she has a degree from Yale, she went to University of Chicago, Pennsylvania, she's so incredibly intelligent. I mean, she belongs in a think tank. She's one of those smart people you want actually telling you what to do. And so to see her actually running for office and stuff like that, it's exciting because we're going to have somebody really intelligent and actually running things. Go figure, you know?
Well, I think probably the most interesting moment was when she had applied to colleges. She applied to Harvard, she applied to Yale, applied to a couple of other Ivy League schools, and she called me on a Saturday afternoon, late in the afternoon, and I answered the phone and she said, Dad, and I said, what? And she goes, Harvard sucks. And I said, what do you mean? And she says, I got accepted to Yale. And the Harvard sucks thing is a euphemism. If Yale's playing Dartmouth and there's an interception, there are chances are the student body will yell, Harvard sucks. So it was pretty funny at the time.
It's really her passion. I think it's all about making better places. And she sees the potential in Michigan, and she's really passionate about it.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm hoping to work toward that vision and stay here. And it's a lot of fun to have left for a while and seen other parts of the country, and then come back to the place that I really feel is my home and roll up my sleeves and try to make it a better place to live.